Good afternoon. We are just a little bit late with technical difficulties, but coming to you from Bob Eastman Field here at Gallia Academy High School. We are in the bottom of the second, and the count is 3-2 with 0 outs. And Perkins throws that one ball four, and that will walk Tyler Young to first base. So Beckett Camden will come out, put a foot in the batter's box. I am sitting right by the press booth, and I will get most of the music today, probably. Pretty good. All right. Perkins throws. Looks low and outside to me. That's ball one. Got a chance to watch Beckett last week, I believe. They called that game early. Tyler Young will advance to second on a steal. Aaron throw got away from the catcher there. And so Perkins will stare down the plate. Check second. Wind up. Low and outside. That's ball two. Ball three, excuse me. So the count is 3-0. Wind kicked up at the start of that throw. They do call it strike one, though. And Tyler Young is going to steal third there, and he is safe. Another strike for Perkins. Count is 3-2. And Camden gets a hold of that one out too. Out to short. But he is out at first. A close throw. He almost beats it out. So we will restart the count. And with 1 out, Logan Drummond will come into the batter's box. And Perkins lets it rip. Ball one. Here in the bottom of the first. High and outside. Excuse me. Just inside. So that'll be strike one. The count will move to 1-1 with 1 out. And that one's close. That'll be ball two. Of course, close to Logan Drummond, that is. He does dodge out from it. Pitches out. Drummond gets a hold of that one. Does go past the pitcher, but he's not going to get there in time, and he will be out. That will be out number two. And Matthew Foster. As these ladies say, straight out the candy shop is up to bat next. Pitches out, and that's strike one. That one's going to be outside, and that'll be ball one. The count moves to 1-1. 2 outs. But on the bright side, I believe Tyler Young did score. And I want to say Logan gets the RBI on that score. So we are all tied up here in the bottom of the first. Foster's going to foul that one out to the right. Count will move to 1-2. So Perkins is ready. Winds up. Hits the catcher's knee. Takes an odd bounce. Count moves to 2-2. Beautiful day out here at Gallia Academy, honestly. A little windy, but very nice out. And a swing and a miss from Foster there, and that'll be strike 3. So with that out, we will go to the top of the second. And this game is brought to you by Braden, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And we will take just a minute to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back in just a minute.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Getting ready for the top of the second here, as Gallia is going to warm up, make a couple throws. Batter's getting ready for over for Chesapeake right now. And to me, it does look like, well, we got Dylan White warming up. We had technical issues, so I did miss part of the top of the first. I didn't really see how far they got in their batting rotation, but they did get down to the 5th player of the rotation, which is Dylan White. So, Logan Drummond will step on the mound and check things out here. Good pitch to swing on. Fouls it off, though. The count moved to 0-1. And Logan's ready for the second pitch. Wind up. Good contact. Good grab by the shortstop, and they're going to get the out at the first there. Okay. All right. So we are definitely having issues with one of our cameras, the one in the outfield. So do apologize for just the stationary, but we are working to get it together as quick as possible. And so the count is 0-0 for I want to say Aiden Parrott. I know Chesapeake did give me the player list, and I don't see a number 0 on the player list, but there is one that looks like an 8, so I'm guessing that's Aiden Parrott. He does get the hit, and he will be thrown out at first as well. They're slinging it around here today, Gallia Academy. Definitely hitting first pretty good. No errors today so far. And so we will have 2 outs. And first pitch is out. A little high for Joe Crimmins. That'll be ball 1. And that's strike 1. Logan Drummond winds up. Gets a swing on that. And that's strike 2 for Joe Crimmins. So I was working a little bit on the stream duties here, so I did take a second off, and we did get out 3 here for Gallia. Or, yeah, on Chesapeake for Gallia, so we are moving to the bottom of the second as Chesapeake does warm up. Gonna go ahead and take a quick time to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Welcome back to Bob Eastman Field. And Brady Conley is in the batter box. So Perkins is going to size him up and see what he can do here. He is on the mound, winding up. Low pitch, that'll be ball 1. pitch behind the head there. That's going to be ball 2. Excuse me. They did call it a strike. I thought it was going to hit him. Maybe he was leaning over the plate a little farther. So the count is 1-1. That one is high. That's ball 2. Count is going to move to 2-1. And Perkins lets the throw go there, and that's behind him. That's ball 3. And strike 2 on the outside of the plate there. Loaded count. Perkins let that one fly. And Brady Conley makes a good hit there. And it falls short of the outfield. He will advance to first base. So with Brady Conley on first, up to bat is Logan Kinney. And the catcher doesn't corral that pitch, so Brady Conley will advance to second on a steal. And I believe that was ball 1 as well. Next pitch is out. And Logan Kinney gets a hold of that one. He does get to first, and the throw is errant, goes by first baseman. So with that, Logan Kinney gets the RBI, and Brady Conley will score and take the game to 2-1 for Gallia Academy. Gallia Academy 2, Chesapeake 1 in the bottom of the second. And up next to bat is David Champlin. Pitch is out, and it is a ball. It is low. Perkins has not been throwing the ball very well today so far, and he does hit David Champlin as I say that. Another bad pitch. Looks rattled out there. Coach needs to settle him down. So up next to bat is Nathan Shockey. And if Perkins doesn't get it right here, he's looking at this thing possibly getting out of hand with a runner in scoring position on second there right now at this moment. Pitch is out. It is wide. That'll be ball 2. Count is 2-0. No outs here. 1 RBI in this bottom of the second already. And that one looked high and outside. That'll be ball 3. And the last, that'll be strike 1. Good curve on that. He needs a couple of those. I mean, if you're Chesapeake, you need a couple of those right now. But that is ball 4, and Shockey will take his base to first, and that does fully load the bases. And number 22, Jackson Myers, is coming up to the batter's box right at this moment. Going to take a couple swings here as we rock out a little bit. I believe Chesapeake did call a timeout to talk about things, which is honestly exactly what I was talking about not even 6 pitches ago. Definitely needs to settle his pitcher down, or thing's going to get out of hand, possibly. With the bases loaded, 0 outs. Jackson Myers does get a hold of that and fouls it off past first. So the count will be 0-1. And the pitcher does make a good play there. So gets the out on home plate. So Logan Kinney is out, but with 1 out and the bases loaded, they still have a very good shot at getting a couple runs in here. And so we're back to the top of the rotation. Back to the top of the lineup, and Tyler Young is the lefty for Gallia Academy, stepping in the batter's box. And pitch was outside, so that's ball 1. Count is 1-0. And Perkins thinks about throwing it out there. I don't think he would get a tag up there before the runner's safe again. But you got to fake it every now and then. And that pitch is high, dropped by the catcher, but it doesn't get away from him too bad. So that's ball 2. Count is 2-0. 1 out. And that's strike 1. And high and away a little to the left. So that's ball 3. Count's going to move to 3-1. And that's ball 4. It's low and outside. So Tyler Young will take first. And that's going to bring home David Champlin for the score. Score will move to 3-1. Excuse me, 2-1. So the first pitch is a ball. It is low and outside. And base is still loaded here with 1 out. Beckett gets a piece of that. Beckett Camden does, and it is foul. So the count will move to 1-1. And ball 2 is called. Count moves to 2-1. I think Perkins is settling in a little better on the mound there. And a high pitch and a swing and a miss. So the count will move to 2-2 as that's strike two. Perkins lets that fly. Camden gets a good piece of it. It's a fly ball. Going to be corralled, though, and that's going to be out number two. Bases still loaded as Logan Drummond comes back to the plate. And Perkins going to let that fly. Swing and a miss from Logan Drummond. That's strike one. Count is 0-1. 2 outs. And I was right. The score is 3-1 for Gallia Academy. That's going to be count of 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Logan's ready for the next pitch. And that's close to Logan there, and that's going to be ball 2. Count is 2-1. Bases are loaded. And the pitch is going to hit Logan, so that's going to bring in Nathan Shockey for the score, and the score will move to 4-1. And back to the candy shop we go with Matthew Foster, number 34, stepping in the batter's box. And that pitch was a little outside, and that'll be ball 1. Perkins lets that throw go a little low and outside. I believe that's ball 2, and it is. The count is 2-0. That pitch looked good, and that is strike 1. Count is 2-1. Base is still loaded. One good hit here, and you might have 2 more runs. You might get a two RBIs out of that, and 2 runs come in. As that pitch is a little inside, and that is ball 3, so the count is 3-1. Perkins does need to settle down for Chesapeake a little bit. And that's strike 2, so the count is loaded, and the bases are loaded. As Matthew Foster hanging in there. He's got an opportunity to make a play here. And good pitch from Perkins, and that is strike 3. And so with that, we will go to the top of the third. I'd like to take a second to shout out Braden, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Without our sponsors, this would not be possible. So we will take a message, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County.
And welcome back to Robert H. Eastman Ball Field as we prepare ourselves for the top of the third. Still feels pretty good out. I honestly wish that we didn't have the 10 up because I would rather feel the sun, but we would not be able to see as well. And so Logan Drummond's going to warm up on the mound here a little bit. Do want to take the time to shout out my crew. They've been very helpful today and done a good job. Got Shelby on the camera, and I got Wyatt on the stream op. Started out a little rocky, but we are settled in and we are getting going. So next up to bat for Chesapeake is Logan Clay, number 12. And Logan Drummond lets that thing fly. And that's strike two. The count will be 0-2. Next pitch is out. Little outside towards the batter, and that's ball one. So count is 1-2 in the top of the third. Shortstop is on it and gets him. Logan Clay is out at first. Good throw from the shortstop. That is Beckett Camden with the out. The throw out. Way to beat him out there. Honestly, it was a good throw. And so E.J. Duvendek with the foul there. Count's going to be 0-1 with one out as Logan Drummond prepares for his next pitch. And that's strike two. Logan's really throwing the ball well today. It's fine. It gives color to the broadcast. It gives little color to the broadcast. I like it. Yeah, you're good. I think the girls inside in the press box were worried about their music being too loud for us, but I think it gives pretty good color to the broadcast. I'm not too worried about it. And so we're back up to the top of the lineup for Chesapeake, and that is KK Perkins up to bat. Logan Drummond lets the first pitch fly, and that's strike one. And KK Perkins does get a hold of that pitch. Throw is going to get out there to first, though. They're really slinging this thing. Camden can throw the ball. That is Beckett Camden with the throw to first once again and that is out number 3. So we will switch sides here. So Gallia's getting ready to come up to bat here in the top of the third. Or wait, in the bottom of the third, excuse me. And so with them warming up, we will take just a minute to hear from our sponsors, and we will be back in 1 minute.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we're back here at Bob Eastman Ball Field. Getting ready for the bottom of the third. I always have to go with my gut instinct on the games here at Gallia, just because scoreboard always seems to be behind just a little bit from when I need it, probably. No offense. But we'll figure this thing out and it'll be all right. And so I do believe that Gallia Academy is next up to bat. Looks like it's going to be Brady Conley. And it is Brady Conley stepping in the batter's box. It looks like Chesapeake made a pitcher switch. And that's going to be Dylan White throwing it for Chesapeake. And the first pitch is a ball. He's going to take a little time to settle in here. Second pitch, also a ball. So the count is 2-0. Strike one on the third pitch there. Count moves to 2-1. Logan Kinney's up to bat next. Number 37, Logan Kinney for Gallia Academy, is in the batter's box. And Dylan White throws high on the first. It's going to be ball one. Second pitch out. And a swing and a miss. That's strike one. The count moves to 1-1. One out. And strike two for Logan Kinney. Count is 1-2. Does look like Chesapeake might be faring a little better with Dylan White so far. And strike three for Logan Kinney. So that'll be 2 outs for Gallia Academy. And David Champlin is up next in the rotation. First pitch is low and away. That's ball one. That's going to be ball three for Dylan White there. So Champlin's up. Does get the strike there, does Dylan White. So the count is 3-1. 2 outs. And the last pitch is going to be ball four, so that's going to walk David Champlin to first base. And Nathan Shockey's up. Going to take a couple practice swings and step in the plate. Dylan White's up on the mound. Releases. It's ball one, a little outside, but I definitely think that Dylan White is throwing the ball a little better for Chesapeake. Although that pitch is Aaron, gets away from the catcher. So Champlin's going to take second there and be in scoring position. Shockey's ready for the next pitch. Dylan White does turn around and try to throw Champlin out at second, but is unsuccessful. So he's back on the mound. He's going to check second. And looked like he threw a really good pitch there. That's strike one, so the count is 2-1. And Shockey gets a hold of that one all the way out to the outfield. Drops just over second base. They're going to try to throw home. So Shockey gets the RBI, and Champlin scores there. So that's going to be Gallia Academy 5, Chesapeake 1. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, up next to bat is Jackson Myers. And so Shockey is on second, and Myers is up to bat. White throws. And Myers fouls off to bring the count to 0-1. White checks second before throwing a ball. That's ball one. Count will move to 1-1. And Myers is ready for the next pitch. Steps up. And that pitch looked high. It is ball two. Counts 2-1. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And ball three. Count is 3-1. So Dylan White gonna check second, see what's going on back there before he releases the next pitch. And I thought that looked a little high, but they're gonna call strike two, so the count's fully loaded at 3-2. 2 outs. Runner on base for Gallia Academy, second base. And Jackson Myers gets a hold of it. Might be an RBI for Myers as Shockey does come home. So Shockey with the run. RBI for Jackson Myers as he makes second. So we're doing a hit to second rotation to home pretty much. It's happened twice now as the score is 6-1. And back to the top of the rotation we go as Tyler Young, the lefty, steps into the box. Pitch is outside. That's ball one. Another pitch outside. Ball two. Counts 2-0. And one more high pitch is going to bring the count to 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. So they might have to take another timeout and talk to Dylan as well. But he does make a nice turnaround throw at second to get Myers out. So that is out number 3. And we will head to the top of the fourth. So they're going to take a little break and warm up. And with that being said, we're going to take 1-2 to hear from our sponsors. And we'll be back in 1 minute.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back to Bob Eastman Ball Field. I would like to take a second to vocally thank our sponsors, Braden CD, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, presenting sponsor today, and also thank you to Athens Sports Cycles, Ohio Valley Bank, and HT Marketing. And so, here in the top of the fourth, looks like Mason Budd will be up for Chesapeake to bat. And so Logan Drummond's going to have the next pitch coming. Likes the call from the catcher. He'll go with that one. Pitch is out, is a breaking ball, and that is I believe it was a strike. And the next pitch does hit Mason Budd, so Mason Budd will take first base. And next up to bat for Chesapeake is Peyton Muncie. So Logan Drummond ready to throw out the first pitch to Peyton Muncie. Right to shortstop. And maybe the double play. And that is a double play. Good throw from Beckett Camden the second. And a good throw from Nathan Shockey to first, the first baseman with the catch. So double play there. And we have 2 outs in the top of the fourth. And up to bat for Chesapeake is Braxton Brown. Pitch is out. And that is ball one. It is a little inside. So the count is 1-0. And Logan Drummond does get a pop fly. And with the catch is Nathan Shockey, and that will be out number 3. Or excuse me. So Gallia Academy 6 and Chesapeake 1 in the bottom of the fourth. This game is presented to you by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. As we prepare for the bottom of the fourth. Does really seem like Chesapeake needs to stop the bleeding if they are to get back in this game. And so it's going to start with getting 3 outs here and then putting it together when they are up to bat. Pitching has not looked good today so far. Still trying to figure out their lineup, I do believe, but it does look like they've changed pitchers again. So at the mound warming up is Peyton Muncie for Chesapeake. And we are back to the top of the rotation for Gallia Academy. I do believe Tyler Young, the lefty, will be up to bat next. This game is brought to you by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. And so the first pitch is out in the bottom of the fourth. And it is strike one. Count is 0-1. Pretty good breaking ball by Muncie. That one gets out of hand. And that is ball one. Batter was confused, so I was confused. But Tyler Young does have the count of 1-1, and he will step back into the batter's box. Pitch is out. And that's strike two. So, third change for pitching for Chesapeake. Going decent. And that's a ball two. So the count is 2-2. And that's strike three. So Tyler Young is out. And up to bat is Beckett Camden. Beckett Camden is a junior. And Muncie does throw that one high, and that's ball one. Good throw from Peyton Muncie, but it is outside of the plate there. And that's ball two. Counts 2-0. And that pitch was a little short, and that's ball three. So the count is 3-0 here for Beckett Camden. So now's his chance to take a couple swings. But that's a good eye from Beckett Camden, and that will be ball four. He's going to advance to first on the walk. And up next to bat is Logan Drummond. And Logan Drummond is also a junior. Muncie does try to throw out first there, but they are safe. Gallia Academy is safe on first. So Camden leads off, and Logan Drummond gets a hold of that one. It is going to go to outfield, and there's an error. It is dropped, so Camden does make the second, and Logan Drummond is safe on first. That's ball two. And Matthew Foster gets a foul on that one. So excuse me. It was 1-1, so that strike does make it count 1-2. And that'll be ball two. Counts 2-2. Muncie has slowed down the bleeding a little bit. He's pitching better for sure. So 2 leading off for Gallia. And Foster is out.
Next up, we got number 12, the man, the myth, the legend, Brady Conley. My milkshake brings all the boys together.
And Brady Conley in the batter's box. Muncie checks second, fakes the throw to second, threatens it. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And Muncie lets that one rip, and that's a line drive for Brady Conley, and it actually hits the pitcher's glove and bounces right back out of it, but they do get the out, so that is 3 outs, and we will go to the top of the fifth. So we're going to take the time.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we are back at Bob Eastman Ball Field. Score is Gallia Academy 6, Chesapeake 1. Logan Drummond still on the mound, pitching very well today. They haven't not given up a lot of hits. No stat man today, so I'm not going to have the unofficial stats. And so up to bat for Chesapeake first is going to be Dylan White, who just pitched for an inning at least, just about an inning, before the change to Muncie. And so Gallia Academy will get ready for the first pitch of the top of the fifth. And that looked good to me. I think it was a little high, maybe. It's ball 1, so the count is 1-0. Second pitch, a little high as well. That's ball 2. Counts 2-0 for Dylan White up at the plate. And that one was a good break, and that is strike 1. Count is 2-1. Winds up, and there's strike 2. That's going to take the count to 2-2. Ready for the next pitch. And Dylan White does get a hold of that. It's going to drop over short and out to Jackson Myers out in the outfield. And so Dylan White will get to first base, and next up to bat is Aiden Parrott. Got to keep him honest as Logan Drummond does check first on the leadoff and make the throw out to first, try to get the tag. Dylan White is safe at first, and back to the pitch. And I do believe that one hit Aiden Parrott, so he will take first, and Dylan White will go to second. just so happens to be Logan's worst two pitches of the day right there back to back. He's been pitching very well today. And that pitch is high and outside, so that's ball one. As Joe Crimmins is up to bat for Chesapeake. Counts 1-0. Logan checking second. Crimmins does get a hit out to Jackson Myers. So will be an RBI for Joe Crimmins as Dylan White does make it home, which will take the score to Gallia Academy 6 and Chesapeake 2. And next up to bat for Chesapeake will be Logan Clay. So Logan Clay. Logan Drummond, nice breaking ball, gets the swing on it, and that's strike one. And that's strike two, just on the inside line there. So Logan Clay down on the count, 0-2. And you have to think Drummond's probably going to throw a couple balls here. Does get a hit out to third, but Logan Clay with the RBI. And Aiden Pro score. So up next to bat for Chesapeake is EJ Duvendek, with the score being Gallia Academy 6, Chesapeake 3. Logan Drummond lets it rip. And that is ball one. A little high outside on the break. Runner on third for Chesapeake. And a good catch by the third baseman there. That's David Champlin with a great catch. Almost gets the double play there. Very close. But we'll move to 2 outs, and up next to bat for Chesapeake is the top of the rotation. That's KK Perkins. Runner on third. Yep, Chesapeake does have Joe Crimmins on third, and up to bat is KK Perkins. So Logan Drummond is going to try to slow them down in this inning. Chesapeake's had a very good inning. It's exactly what they needed to get back into this game. That's ball one, so the count will move to 1-1 with 2 outs, runner on third. And that pitch, I believe, was high. It should be 2-1 on the count. And Drummond's pitch. It is a ball as well, so that is 3-1 on the count. And that looked good to me. That's 3-2. The count is loaded. And that's a good hit from Perkins out to Tyler Young, I believe. So that's an RBI for RBI for Perkins, as I believe he brought Joe Crimmins in for the score. So that moves the score 6-4. Fakes the bunt, does Mason Budd, but it's right down the line, and that's strike one. Count is 0-1. And Mason Budd does get a piece of that and makes it past David Champlin there. They are going to call it fair. So yes, that means Chesapeake does have a runner on second and first, and up the bat is Peyton Muncie for Chesapeake. First pitch is down the line, and that is strike one. And Muncie does get a hold of it to the shortstop. Throws out on first. And that is out number 3. So the score will go to 4 for Chesapeake. So the score is 6-4. And we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back after the break.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we're back at Bob Eastman Ball Field here at Gallia Academy High School for the Gallia Academy baseball game, brought to you by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. And up next to bat for Gallia Academy is Logan Kinney. And the first pitch is fouled off. The count will move to 0-1 for Logan Kinney. And another good throw from Muncie there, and that's strike 2. So Kinney behind on the count here. Muncie does throw it outside on a break. curve outside, and that is ball one. So count is 1-2. And that pitch was high and away, completely behind everybody, and that's ball two. Count is 2-2. I think if you're up 2-0 or 0-2 on the count, you really don't want to throw your balls that errant. You want them to be closer. But Kenny does make good contact on the ball, but it is called foul, so the count will stay 2-2.
Next up, we got number 1, a sophomore.
And strike three
Delaney.
for Logan Kinney. Going to be the first out in the bottom of the fifth. And up to bat for Gallia Academy is Maddox Delaney. And Peyton Muncie's still on the mound for Chesapeake. I think they found a little flow that they like with this lineup, with this pitcher. As Maddox Delaney's ready for the pitch. Pitch is outside, so that is ball one. Count is 1-0. And Delaney does foul that one off. Count will move to 1-1. And a little low on that hit as well. It's going to go over the away dugout, and that's foul too. So the count will be 1-2. Good break on that, but it didn't quite come back to the plate. So that's ball two. Counts 2-2 for Delaney here. Number one, Maddox Delaney. Staying alive, he does have a chance here. And that breaks low and outside, so that's ball three. We have a loaded count. And a good opportunity for a pitch. It looked a little outside to me, but he does call a strike, and that is strike three. So we'll move to 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. As Nathan Shockey is going to step up to the batter's plate. In the batter's box at the plate is Nathan Shockey. And Muncie winds up. High and outside, that's ball one. Shockey ready for the second pitch. And that's ball two, as it is on the inside there. Closest to the batter. Off the plate. And the coach going to talk to the umpire here. I'm not so sure if he's not calling a timeout. They have made this game manageable. It was at one point out of control a little bit. And, they changed pitchers a few times. Seems like they've found something that works and something they have a rhythm with. But it looks like they have another pitcher warming up as we speak. I thought Muncie was doing a fine job. He was doing the best out of the three so far. Slowed it down and let it not get out of hand, and then they actually got those three scores there in that fifth inning, and that put them back in it. So the score is Gallia Academy 6 and Chesapeake 4. This game is brought to you by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Without them, this would not be possible. And so up to bat for Gallia Academy will be Nathan Shockey, as the new pitcher for Chesapeake is warming up, and that is Braxton Brown. And so Nathan Shockey does step in the batter's box. And the first pitch is out for Braxton Brown. And shortstop throws it first, but Shockey is safe on first.
Next up, we got number 22, a junior, Jackson Myers.
And Jackson Myers makes good contact on that. Over towards EJ Duvendek.
Senior, Yode, number 4.
And Blake over there on third. And so the first pitch is fouled off. The count will be 0-1 for Braxton Brown, just coming in the game here. Next pitch is out. Good break on that throw. Doesn't break in enough, but the count will move to 1-1. And Tyler Young gets a hold of that, and that's going all the way out to the wall. And that's going to be an RBI for Tyler Young. It might be an inside the run, or inside the park. Nope. Ooh, he was easily safe at third, but he got off of it and is tagged out, but that's okay. He does get the RBI. The 2 RBIs actually there, so the score will move. Gallia Academy 8, Chesapeake 4. And so that out will move us to the top of the 6th. And we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallia, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallia, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallia forward.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube. This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we're back at Robert H. Eastman Ball Field. Looks like Braxton Brown up to bat for Chesapeake. He did just close out the bottom of the fifth as the pitcher. Relieving pitchers Braxton Brown, and still on the mound for Gallia is Logan Drummond, which he's been pitching very good today, so got a couple more hits since last time I brought up that he's doing a good job, but he's still overall doing pretty well, and they are winning. And the first pitch is looked a little low and outside. I do believe it's ball one. Next pitch is fouled off by Brown, and that will be 1-1 on the count. Next pitch is out. And looked low and outside. I want to say the count's 2-1. And he does make contact with that, and it bounces out between short and second. And it is fielded by Matthew Foster. Not in time to throw out at first, so Brown doesn't make it to first. And that pitch is hit by Dylan White. But it is fouled off, and the count should be 0-1. And that pitch again is fouled off. Count will be 0-2. And so Logan Drummond on the mound, ready for the next pitch. It is out. Dylan White does get a hold of that, but I believe that's going to be foul again. Just outside of the third base line. And so with Brown on first, leading off a little bit. Next pitch is out. And he will swing at it and miss. So Dylan White is out. Good break by Logan Drummond there to get the third strike and the out. Next up to bat for Chesapeake is Aiden Parrott. Drummond going to check first, throw it to the catcher, and then throw to second. And there it is, tag up, and that should be out number 2. And it is. Brown is out at second. Good tag up on the slide. I believe it will be ball 1, though, so count should be 1-0. And Drummond ready for the next pitch. And that will be a strike. Count should be 1-1. I believe he did tip it, but the count nonetheless will be 1-1. And pitch is low. Ball 2. Count is 2-1 with 2 outs. And good pitch to swing on. And good throw and good catch, honestly, by Brady Conley. Almost gets the tag out, just barely misses it. So Aiden Pro is safe on first. And up next to bat is Joe Crimmins for Chesapeake. So Aiden Pro on first, and Crimmins does hit a fly ball. Shortstop is there, but he's going to leave it. And they'll throw to third and get the tag out. That's going to be the third out for the top of the 6th, and we will take it to the bottom of the 6th. So they're going to take a quick break, and we will as well to hear from our sponsor, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we're back at Bob Eastman Ball Field. Starting to feel the chill in the air as the sun is going behind the hill here at Gallia Academy. Brown still on the mound for Chesapeake. I believe that is their 4th pitcher of today. Looks like Beckett Camden will be up to bat next for Gallia Academy. And then Logan Drummond will be on deck. So Brown's going to throw it over to Crimmins, as Crimmins is the catcher for Chesapeake. Getting ready for this bottom of the 6th. As Camden will step up to the batter's box. And Brown stares him down, releases. low and away, I believe. Counts 1-0. And that's ball 2. Count's going to move to 2-0. I do like the pacing of this. It moving right along. And that'll be ball 4. So Camden will take first base on the walk.
We got number 9,
And Logan Drummond up to bat next for Gallia Academy. And that's ball 1. And he does get the bunt laid down. Brown's on it. Fumbles it a little bit, but he will make the play. Camden makes it back to second, safe. So 1 out in the bottom of the 6th here for Gallia Academy. Brought to you by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. I'd like to also say thank you to Athens Sports Cycles, Ohio Valley Bank, and HT Marketing for sponsoring today's game and making it all possible. And so Beckett Camden will lead off. Brown's going to check it out, but he's going to release the pitch, and it's high. That's ball 1. Count is 1-0. Score here at Gallia Academy is 8-4. Errant pitch gets away from the catcher, and Beckett Camden will take third base. Cremen's not very happy with that one. Brown sizes it up, does throw it out to third, but no chance there. It's safe by a mile. Good pitch, and that's strike 1. For Matthew Foster. So the count's 2-1. And that's strike 2. Count moves to 2-2. 1 out here. Beckett Camden is in scoring position, though, on third. And that's a low pitch, and that's ball 3. Counts 3-2. Camden on third. And Foster with a loaded count takes a swing, and that's strike 3. As we move to the second out. And Brady Conley in the batter's box, ready for the pitch. Looked like that broke pretty hard outside. That is ball 1. Count is 1-0 for Brown there. Next pitch out. And Brady Conley gets a hold of that one, and it drops right before the outfield for Chesapeake. And I believe that is Logan Clay out there in the outfield. So Brady Conley safe on first there, and the first pitch is a ball. So the count is 1-0. Brown ready for the next one. That's ball 2 for Logan Kinney. Counts 2-0. Brady Conley on first, leading off. Pitch breaks outside again, so that's ball 3. Counts 3-0. Up on the count heavy here, and gotta think this is a good opportunity for Logan Kinney to get a good shot. So strike 1. Just rode the outside of the plate there. 3-1's the count. Low pitch. And yes, that's ball 4. So Logan Kinney will take first base, and that'll push Brady Conley to second base. And up next to bat is Maddox Delaney. And so in for the first base substitution is Reese Toller. It's going to take Logan Kinney's place on first base. And then, so play should resume here, and Maddox Delaney is up to bat with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. That's strike 1. Good breaking ball, barely on the outside there. Count is 0-1 for Brown. And stands in there and tries to let that one hit him. Catcher can't corral it, so that's going to put Brady Conley safe on third with the steal, and then also put Logan Kinney safe on second. So we got two runners in scoring position here. Counts 1-1 with 2 outs as Maddox Delaney is up. And ready to make a play, it looks like. They're talking something out, but I didn't catch it. So and that's another good breaking ball. That's strike 2. Counts 1-2. And Delaney gets a hold of that, and that's going to be a ground ball all the way out to the outfield. That's an RBI. That's 2 RBIs for Delaney. And a score for Reese Toller, and a score also for Brady Conley. So good hit by Maddox Delaney there to get the 2 RBIs. And the score will be 11 for Gallia Academy, 4 for Chesapeake. Still here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. And up to bat is Heath Champlin. Way outside, that's ball 1. Count's going to be 1-0. And Champlin does foul that off. Count will move to 1-1. Makes low contact on the ball there, and it does trail off behind. And so the coaches are out talking to the umpires. I'm not sure if one of them did call a timeout, but I'm thinking it's possible Chesapeake called a timeout. Maybe he wants to talk things over for a second. There is Maddox Delaney is in scoring position on second base there. And not sure what the break is for, but oh, I just found out they are changing pitchers once again. So if I'm not mistaken, it does look like Aiden Perez gonna be put on the mound, and that I believe is the 5th pitcher substitution of the day for Chesapeake. I'd assume he's gonna close the game, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And that is. So they've got to let Aiden warm up here before we resume play with Delaney on second. And the lefty, excuse me, Heath Champlin is up to bat still. So I could have swore the count was 1-1, but the board on the out in the field does say 0-1. I'm not so sure that's right personally, but we'll go with it. Yep, it is 1-1. They do just now change it on the board. I was correct. Sometimes you just got to trust your gut when you think you're right. Other times you just look stupid and you're wrong. Happens to me all the time. So Aiden Pro is warming up on the mound. And I'd like to take this time to shout out our sponsor, our presenting sponsor, Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Without them, none of this would be possible. And it looks like the coaches are going to have a word here. Assistant coach is going to talk to Chesapeake's coach for a few. But again, would like to shout out our sponsor, Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Whether you're buying or leasing, find your next ride at Braden CDJR. Great selection and even better service. Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, and Dodge. All right, so looks like play will resume as Champlin is up. Count is 1-1, and the pitcher change is Aiden Perot in to throw for Chesapeake. And I believe that was low and outside. That's ball 2. Count's going to be 2-1 with 2 outs. Delaney in scoring position on second, going to lead off. Pro does check before he throws. That's way out. Strike 2. I thought it was outside personally. But nonetheless, the count will be 2-2 with 2 outs. And Pro throws that one. And that just good contact for Champlin right down the line, right down third base. And that's an RBI for him as Delaney scores the run. And Champlin makes it to second. So the score is going to move to 12 for Gallia Academy and 4 for Chesapeake. And so up next to bat is Jackson Myers for Gallia Academy. Somebody's really getting it out there in the hills. I would too. Pitch is out. Swing and a miss for Jackson Myers. That's strike 1. Count will be 0-1. And Pro throws that one a little wide. That's ball 1, so the count is 1-1. And so Pro next throws out, looks outside as well. That's ball 2. So 2-1 count. Champlin on second, leading off. And good hit from Jackson Myers. Good contact. So we got runners on the corners as Heath Champlin on third and Jackson Myers on first. And up next to bat is the lefty Tyler Young for Gallia Academy. Couple of these pitches have come off pretty slow, so we get these next two runs in and they might call this game. Oh, and there's the errant throw, and then with that, Champlin will come home, so that's 13-4. And if you're Gallia Academy, that's what you love to see right there. Not so much for Chesapeake. You can't have the errant throws go over your baseman, or you are going to give up the runs. So, moving on. Tyler Young is up to bat. Still think the count is 0-0. This is the first pitch for Tyler Young of this top of the rotation, and he makes good contact with it. Should drop right before the outfield, and that's an RBI for Young and a score for Jackson Myers, and that should be the ball game there. It is 14-4, and they will call it on account of the mercy rule. So we will take a quick we will stay right here. So just give us a second. Let's at least have the sportsmanship. You love to see it. Anytime you can be a good sport is good for any sport that you're involved in. So the shake of the hands, and that will be the final score. Gallia Academy 14, Chesapeake 4. And with that being said, we will take this time to hear from our sponsors.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallipolis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallipolis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallipolis forward.
Thanks for watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.